Look, I know what you might think, but violence is not the main problem here. Hello guys, this is Nico from PSYCH and welcome to another video. Finally another Hopsin video. I'm so excited to do this because I've been wanting to do this analysis for a long time. As many of you guys recommend me this song, and since the Along With Me reaction I couldn't make any other video on Hopsin. But we are finally here and coming up it's your house, so let's go. Oh my god. This is about to get real, right? I don't like this. Don't like this at all.
Man, I don't even know what happened. I was born inside of this shit, my fucking parents scrapping. I was mortified as a kid. Police always at my house, all because of my daddy's temper. Man, this shit been going on about as long as I can remember. He'd always blame my mom for the shit he didn't accomplish.
Whoa, careful
I'd
with
hide
that.
in the corner like a guinea pig in the process, just knowing he about to smack the fucking teeth out of mouth. It's like when it came to some type of drama, he got aroused.
Whoa,
joke.
okay, I have to stop here. This is gonna be tough. Okay, I think it's safe to say that Hopsin is talking about the domestic abuse he experienced during his childhood. And we can see that in this case, it's the father who is perpetuating the abuse towards his mother. And listen, I know I cannot tell the cause of this violence, but Hopsin gave us a glimpse of something very interesting that I want to show you guys. Here, he'd always blame my mom for the things he didn't accomplish. Now, what does this tell us? Look, I know what you might think, but violence is not the main problem here. It's a priority, of course, and it's the first thing that needs to be eradicated, but it's not the whole picture. There is a much deeper underlying cause on why the abuse is taking place in a family which is supposed to be loving and caring. And that can be a mix of things like failure, money problems, alcohol, and a context of more violence. I will get more in depth with this, but I'm sure he has a lot more to say, so let's keep going.
Where dad would slowly be creeping up, I would jump in front of my mama. Please don't beat her up. I ain't never spoke on this shit. The memories are up. Smiles and hugs, that's just something you'll never see in us. You know the pain when your parents tell you to go and play, then hours later you see your mom and she got a swollen face. I hope you don't relate. I just learned how to cope today from the days when I would pick up the phone and say, I gotta leave here now. My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right. And they've been going back and forth all night. I wanna stay at your house tonight, cause I don't wanna hear my dad fight mama no more. I don't wanna hear the police at the front door. Can I stay at your house?
Look, remember when I said that is the father committing the abuse toward his mother? Well, that's not entirely correct, because we can see here that the child is clearly another victim. And even though he might not be injured physically, the consequences on a psychological level are evident. I mean, the chorus of the song is him saying he wants to get out because he cannot keep watching his mom being beaten up by his dad. And that's gonna have a huge impact on his mental health and future relationships with people and with himself, I can tell you that. Because I know you've heard me say that all the problems are complex and most of the times there's not one single cause. But when it comes to childhood abuse and domestic violence, chances are that your future problems are mainly caused by this. Mixed with other problems you have, of course, but it's like a snowball effect. It all started there. Okay, let's continue.
I would go to school feeling so frightened, yeah, I was scared. Not knowing if I'ma go home, finding my mama dead. Every other fucking day, Dad was always losing control. He was acting like a fucking neighbor and losing our home. Man, ever since I was born, they was pessimistic and torn. It's evident, but regardless, they never get a divorce.
I'm gonna get in a dangerous place here, but hear me out. First of all, having kids won't solve couple problems. Period. I don't care how much love there is between you, how desperate you are, that is not the solution. A kid needs to grow in the most optimal environment possible, and if you're not prepared, even if you're not sure, just wait. Now, okay, I know there's accidents, but you get what I'm saying, right? Second thing, once the issue is starting and the violence is rising, why don't you separate and get a divorce? Because that's not the solution, that's why. Look, as I told you before, violence is not the main problem. It's a symptom, and separating because of it won't solve anything. There is a much bigger problem underneath all this aggressive behavior. And studies have shown that when cases like this manage to separate, the violence persists or even can be greater and affect the kid more. Because now there is risk of abduction, manipulation, or even hurting the kid because now the father is not able to hurt the mother. Why? Because the problem is not solved yet. He's still failing his life, maybe now even more that he got divorced. And now he doesn't have his escape route, which was beating up his wife. So anyway, I'm sure you know what my answer is to all this, but you cannot argue that the three of them need therapy. But let's see what else he has to say, okay?
The other fucking day there was always losing control. He was acting like a fucking ape running loose in our home. Man, ever since I was born, they was pessimistic and torn. It's evident, but regardless, they never get a divorce. God, I wish they got around it, just checking into some counseling.
Yes, okay. Okay, I'm gonna replay that part so you can listen that again. Oh, man, finally. Okay, here it is.
In our home, man, ever since I was born, they was pessimistic and torn. It's evident, but regardless, they never get a divorce. God, I wish they got around it, just checking into some counseling. We could have been a happy family inside our house again. I said again as if we ever were. That's false. Shit I dealt with growing up will forever hurt. I'm lost. We were nothing like the families I used to see on the sitcoms. We were horrible with bonds. I can no longer sitcom. I would see that my friends had a life at home that was peaceful. They were lovable people who didn't function like we do, or how I wish I could redo the pain of the wicked days when I'd pick up the telephone, call a friend and say, I gotta leave here now. My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right, and they've been going back and forth all night. I wanna stay at your house tonight, cause I don't wanna hear my dad fight mama no more. I don't wanna hear the police at the front door. Can I stay at your house? I wanna stay at your house tonight. Your house tonight. I ain't placing the blame, saying it's mom or dad's fault, but all those traumas I had stuck with me as an adult.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It ignited these mad thoughts that I seem to have often. Yeah, that's Hopsin. Music is where my last straw went. Now I'm devoted to always give you my true life. The love I never felt growing up, I get it from you guys. Please don't get it twisted. I love both my parents to death. I just think there's issues a lot of fucking parents neglect. We all got these traumas we carry, and sometimes it's scary cause we bury the nest right there in our chest, and we subconsciously air and project the nightmares and the stress that we dealt with when we were younger. And that's why therapy's best. Listen, if you got kids of your own and you throwing tantrums, don't be oblivious and assume that it won't impact them.
True.
Children follow the protocol of the parents' blueprint, so when there's an issue, they might handle it just how you did.
Wow, I didn't want to stop any of this final speech because it was awesome, but okay, let's just finish the song and I will tell you my thoughts on this, okay?
You did. I gotta leave here now. My mom and dad acting crazy and this ain't right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you don't manage it properly, that can happen, that you just replay the things that your father was doing.
Can I stay at your house? I wanna stay at your house tonight. Your house tonight.
Yeah, it's just, it destroys families, you know. There isn't a better representation than this. Wow. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. And they might not be what you imagine, but hear me out. Hopsin here, which is the very own victim of all this, is saying that he's not blaming his parents. Why? I mean, literally, he had to watch his mom being beaten up by his dad with a swollen face, and I'm sure leaving him with traumas that could affect him for the rest of his life. And he's saying that it's not his father's fault? Well, Hopsin himself answers this at the end of the video. Listen here. children follow the protocol of his parents' blueprint. Do you think that if his parents were raised in an optimal, healthy environment, any of this would have happened? Of course, I know what you're gonna say, and everyone is responsible for their own action, but the main problem here is that they are acting accordingly to what they know. Obviously, if they knew any other way to deal with their problems, they would have done it, but they don't. And whose fault is that? Look, if we keep our focus in punishing people rather than in preventing that action from happening, we're not gonna get anything solved. How many times have we seen people like his father going to jail and they're returning and doing the same thing all over again? Because it doesn't work. If you only punish the behavior without teaching an alternative, what do you expect is going to happen? Anyway, sorry to end the video like this, guys, but there is a lot of work to do, and my goal with this channel and with my work as a psychologist is to teach that alternative to people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment your thoughts on this issue, and I will see you next time. Bye.